Welcome, mindful performers. Today's topic is based on a question that I received from a student in meditation class. I was teaching class and didn't have a topic at the beginning of the class, so I'd ask the students, does anybody have any questions? And one of the students asked if I meditate because of the science around meditation or if I meditate because of a spiritual reason. And when I first started meditating a little over 4 years ago, the reason that I started was because of the science behind it. There's all sorts of research that shows how meditation can reduce stress, improve creativity. The list goes on and on. That's not what today's topic is about. But that's why I started. And I sat down every day and I did my 10 minutes and I would focus on my breath. And I saw those improvements. I saw a lot of changes in the way that I responded to people, responded to situations. But during those meditation sessions, I also found a space that was what I call, and what some teachers call, the gap between thoughts. And it was a space that I would find where I didn't realize I was there when I was there. But I realized I was there when I came back to my body, back to consciousness, I guess you could say. And the nice thing, or the beautiful thing about this space was that when you came back, you realized how peaceful and whole you felt when you were in that space. You didn't realize it when you were there, but as soon as you kind of came back to this conscious reality, you realized how sweet and blissful and whole that gap between thoughts was. And it was a big motivating factor in why I started researching all of the science behind meditation, because I wanted to know, what is that? How do I replicate it? How do I have that as often as I can? Because of course, in that gap, I believe, is where a lot of the benefits occur in our brain, in our body. That's where healing occurs. That's where gray matter starts to grow. All of the benefits that you can read about from the science journals and magazines and all of these things, that's where that happens. I believe that's where that's happening. These moments are so profound and so fulfilling that I believe that's where a lot of that healing occurs. I could also see how those moments are how spirituality springs from meditation. Because those moments, it feels as if you are tapping into what a physicist researching the science behind it would call the quantified field, or the quantum field, I guess is what they call it, which is the potential of all atoms and all energy to become really anything. When there's space, the atoms that aren't manifested there, anything could pop in there. It doesn't, because we have an expectation and they're still studying all of that. But that quantified field has an intelligence to it. And that's science. They're actually seeing that there's something involved there in their experiments. And the wholeness and the fulfillment that you feel when you hit that gap between thoughts is so profound, and there's such a loving feeling to it that all of a sudden you feel as if you've tapped into some sort of divine intelligence that some people could call God, or you could just call it the quantum field, whatever you want to call it. You certainly realize that there is a tremendous amount of power there, and that it is a tremendously beneficial place to be. So I answered the question saying that I started because of the science behind meditation, and that has pulled me into a spiritual view of meditation. However, I'm still very science-minded, if that's a term, and I still analyze and evaluate all of those things. I still know that everything is happening between my ears. This universe and my perception of reality is in my mind. Contemplate that for a bit, whether you believe it's something out or something in. There's no answer. It's just something to ponder, and that I find myself wondering about quite often. That's a whole day's topic, so I won't go into that here. The good news is that meditation works whether you are meditating because of the science or whether you are meditating because of a spiritual reason or because of spirituality or because you've touched some divine intelligence in meditation or in prayer. You'll still see a reduction in stress. It'll help with allergies, heart disease, improve creativity, help with change resilience. You will respond in a more even and predictable way to people instead of react. The list goes on and on. So whether you're meditating for spirituality or for the science, you get all of those benefits. Please share today's video if this topic was helpful to you. Subscribe to be notified of new videos. Give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to eat your cantaloupe.